welcome. This is Business News Now, reaching you live from iBrandTV News Studio, Lagos, Nigeria. Coming up, public debt stock to hit 50.22 trillion naira as federal government plans to borrow another 12 trillion naira. Nigeria loses 4.82 million oil barrels to shutdowns in upstream operations. Kenya seeks spending cap waivers of 14.6 billion shillings from the International Monetary Fund. World Bank wants Nigeria and other emerging economies to have a rethink before raising electricity tariffs. Glad to have you join us, and here are business stories we're tracking at this hour. I am Perpetua Fasoni Peter. Now the news in detail. The federal government hopes to push its public debt stock to 50.22 trillion naira by 2023, with domestic debt at 28.75 trillion naira and external debt at 21.47 trillion naira. This is according to the projections in the National Development Plan 2021 to 2025. The Debt Management Office (DMO) had disclosed that Nigeria's public debt was 38 trillion naira as of the end of the third quarter of 2021, with the total debt stock rising by 2.540 trillion naira in 3 months from July to September 2021. This shows that the regime of President Muhammadu Buhari plans to accumulate about 12 trillion naira debt in 2 years, from 2021 to 2023. Nigeria's oil industry has continued to bleed owing to incessant shutdowns due to aging upstream infrastructure, vandalism and community-related issues, with the country losing over 4.82 million barrels to the challenges. Industry data obtained by This Day has revealed. Although a marked reduction from the 6.3 million barrels lost in the preceding month, the country's production losses recorded in October came mainly from Focados, Boni, Odudu, Brass, Yoho, Ora, Ajakpa and Aceh in the Niger Delta. A review showed that the situation will most likely continue unmitigated, at least in the short term, as Shell a few days ago announced a halt in crude shipments from the same Focados, a situation that may negatively impact the country's revenue stream and worsen existing shortages in the international market. In its report of events that affected oil production in October 2021, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPC) Limited explained that due to technical problems, pumping was suspended into Focados, while community-related issues delayed the reinstatement of activities at a heritage energy facility. A restart energy analysis has shown that global oil and gas discoveries in 2021 are on track to hit their lowest full-year level in 75 years, if by the end of December there are no significant finds. As of the end of November, total global discovered volumes this year were calculated at 4.7 billion barrels of oil equivalent (BOE), and with no major finds announced so far this month, the industry is on course for its worst discovery toll since 1946. This would also represent a considerable drop from the 12.5 billion BOE unearthed in 2020, although liquids continue to dominate the hydrocarbon mix, making up 66% of total finds. 7 new discoveries were announced in November 2021, unearthing around 219 million BOE of new volumes. The monthly average of discovered volumes this year now stands at 424 million BOE, as a reduction in cumulative volume highlights the absence of large individual finds, as has been the case in previous years. The Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise (CPPE), an economic think tank, has advised the Central Bank of Nigeria to review its ban on some of the over 40 items which the regulator had stopped importers from accessing foreign exchange to bring into the country. Economists at the center also said there was a need for the CBN to review its foreign exchange policy in 2022 with a view to improving dollar liquidity in order to rescue the ailing naira and help industries to grow. The group disclosed this in its Economic and Business Environment Review for 2021 and Agenda for 2022. CPPE also emphasized on the need for CBN to engage stakeholders, as its current forex policy regime is negatively affecting investors, manufacturers and other stakeholders. The World Bank has warned Nigeria and other emerging economies to think twice before raising electricity tariffs, as such steps will push inflation in 2022. In its latest commodity markets outlook forecast, the World Bank indicated that prices of electricity, which peaked at 80% higher this year compared to 2020, will remain high next year. It, however, said prices will start to decline in the second half of the year as supply constraints ease. The bank said global inflationary pressures and potentially shifting economic growth to energy exporting countries from energy importing ones will define the new year. Chief Economist and Director of the World Bank's Prospects Group, Ian Kosi, said the surge in energy prices poses significant near-term risks to global inflation and, if sustained, could also weigh on growth in energy importing countries. Ogun State Governor Dakwa Abiodun has said his administration is working towards ensuring that the state takes advantage of its oil-rich deposits and becomes an oil-producing state. He delivered a convocation lecture at the second and third convocations of the Mountaintop University. The governor lamented the loss of $16 billion Dangote refinery to Lagos by Ogun State, following a break in discussion between the then administration of Senator Bikunle Amosun and Dangote. He, however, hoped Ogun would become an oil-producing state, saying, and I quote, "We are working assiduously, will further strengthen our resolve to ensure we bring Ogun State to an oil-producing status in future," end of quote. Experts in the telecommunication industry have said the move by the federal government to tax social media companies is right because the companies generate commercial revenues from the nation. According to Meta, 7.5% value-added tax will be applied on sales of ads to advertisers from January 2022, and this applies to all non-resident businesses that provide digital service in the nation. The company spokesperson said, quote, "Starting in the new year, Nigeria will implement a new value-added tax. This law requires all non-resident businesses and providers who provide digital services to charge an additional 7.5% in tax. This includes advertising services like those from Facebook," end of quote. The National Coordinator Alliance for Affordable Internet, Olushola Teniola, noted that the move by the federal government was aimed at increasing its revenue through taxes. The market capitalization of Bitcoin increased by $77.89 billion during the week leading up to Christmas. On December 19, BTC had a market cap of $883.01 billion. It opened trading at $46,853, recorded a high of $48,089, but closed at $46,707. BTC's price recovery continued through last week. It rose slightly last Monday to close trading at $46,880. It increased to $48,936 last Tuesday, but fell to $48,628 on Wednesday. The cryptocurrency jumped to $50,784 on Thursday and increased further on Friday to close at $50,822. The Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria says the government should not overlook the impact new taxes will have on businesses in its quest to increase revenues. The 15th president of the CITN, Adeshino Adedayo, said this during the 45th induction ceremony of the institute in Lagos recently. Adedayo further noted that the government must avoid the propensity to introduce earmarked taxes with the intention of raising revenues while neglecting the impact that such action would have on businesses and economic activities. Commuters traveling from Lagos State to other parts of the country have continued to lament the hike in cost of transportation despite the availability of petroleum products. iBrandTV senior reporter Igbojo Korea visited some motor parks to find out the reason for the hike. His report.
Christmas, like every other festival, comes with its attendance peculiarity, especially with the movement of commuters from one place, state, or country to another, and has huge financial implication. Here in Lagos State, there's usually heavy traffic of commuters to other parts of the country during the Yuletide. This heavy traffic of commuters during the festive season forces up transportation fares and compel many commuters to seek even risky alternatives than the regular motor parks. A visit to some parks in Lagos State revealed that transport fares have been increased by as much as 50%, in some cases thereby putting pressure in the pockets of many Nigerians.
But 5,000, 4,000, 5,000, now it's 9,000 to worry. That is out of the range. It's greed. I must let you know. It's greed. Generally in Nigeria, we blame government, but the corruption is from grassroots. What has changed? Was the fuel price increased? Or the road nomenclature has changed? Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is the greed. Capability of men and women to cheat others.
Transportation was 8,000, but presently we are paying 11,000. So the difference is big.
Explaining the motive behind the increase in transport fares this season, these commercial bus operators said they have no option than to raise the fares as there are only few passengers coming from other parts of the country to Lagos State.
At this period, we are collecting 12,000, and that's because there are no passengers in the east. So each driver are giving them money to and fro to go and come back. So it's 12,000. Owerri, 14,000. Port Harcourt is 15,000.
Mọ́tò wa rẹpẹtẹ ńlẹ̀lẹ̀ mọ́tò rí bi lọ ẹ bá gbogbo bí kò ṣèrò gbà mí àlè wà látara oṣù lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ pé mọ́tò méjì ló máa lóòdù.
Maybe 2,000, 3,000. Yeah, 2,000, 3,000 increase.
One question that comes to mind is why do people want to travel last minute during festive periods?
This time you have free time to travel. You cannot leave your work and start traveling, but this period now people are free to travel. Understand? And it's, you definitely was travel to go and celebrate to your people. So it's a festive period. So that's why we are waiting till this time to travel.
To reduce possible road crashes this Yuletide, most commuters are calling on the officers of the Federal Road Safety Corps to up their game by putting motorists using the highways on check. Moji Warrior, reporting for iBrandTV News.
Similarly, as Nigerians celebrate the Yuletide, the hike in prices of goods and services have been of great concern.
Asking, I must tell you, things are very expensive. Price has gone up terribly high, more than double the previous prices. I don't know what the government can do about it for us, but for goodness sake, we need a respite. This is terrible.
I bow to the matter. I don't know what to say because the situation is really horrible. But I feel so terrible for the less privileged. There are so many people that cannot afford to buy these things. If some people can afford, that's a little bit okay. But how about the downtrodden? How about the middle class? How about the low class? Can they afford to have a decent meal on Christmas Day? I don't know, but something should be done about it. We shouldn't get to a point in this nation where the less privileged would not even be able to afford a decent meal, let alone look good or be able to afford clothes for their kids to wear on Christmas Day. Back then, Christmas Day used to be a time of celebration, a time where people give gifts to other people. But can you afford to even have a meal in your house, let alone give any other person a gift? So it has become so horrible in this nation. But I think, I believe in God, and I hope someday or somehow we'll get out of this situation.
Everything has increased. And I look at now, people are moving around, no money in the bank, even ATM, no money. Some people came from far to this place to come and look for money in the bank. So this Christmas season is so difficult for people to celebrate because of the high cost of goods and everywhere is just cashless. So the little one we have, we manage it. This Nigeria where we there now, things is too high, marketing is cost. We cannot buy anything now for market. People are crying, children are crying. We cannot feed our baby. One pint of garri now is 1,500. Before you go say make you go for one plastic of ororo now is just small bottle is 1,000. Before we dey buy granite oil 300, 250. Now we cannot buy anything for Nigeria. Make government help us. I'm not happy about this our country at all. So many things are happening. There is no food. We are not comfortable here, but we are just managing, squeezing ourselves as if we are okay, but we are not okay. If they can see how they will help us, feeding, light, water, road, let them do it so that the country will be okay for us.
Still to come, COVID flight cancellations delay holiday travel. Details and more business stories after this commercial break. Majority of Nigerian households spend over 90% of monthly income on Christmas. The traditional Nigerian celebration begins from the first day of December with the sounds of fireworks to the last-minute shopping, which attracts an increase in the price of items from 5% to even 50% as it gets closer to the festivities. Majority of Nigerian households spend over 90% of monthly income on Christmas. The traditional Nigerian celebration begins from the first day of December with the sounds of fireworks to the last-minute shopping, which attracts an increase in the price of items from 5% to even 50% as it gets closer to the festivities. During the holidays, persons who live abroad and are often unable to celebrate with their families in person often find themselves sending financial support to their families back home, thereby making Christmas a reality for their loved ones. The most valuable gifts a human can give to others are sharing and caring. Share what you have, care for whom you have. Wishing you a Merry Christmas and fabulous New Year from iBrandTV, where business comes first.
Christmas in Nigeria is undoubtedly a family event, a time where lots of family members come together to celebrate and have fun. Many families will throw parties that will last the whole night on Christmas Eve. Then, on Christmas morning, they all go to various worship centers, caroling all the way with so much excitement and thanksgiving in the air. Homes and streets are often decorated with shiny lights of different colors. Most homes do have a Christmas tree placed in strategic places with lots of lights and ornaments as part of the festivities. Wishing you and your family a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year from iBrandTV, where business comes first.
Christmas is here again, but it means different things to different people. For some, it means sharing gifts and spreading happiness.
Some will say Christmas is about holidays and sharing food.
For others, Christmas is about music, caroling, candlelight, and fireworks.
At iBrandTV, Christmas for us is about adding colors to your television, bringing you the brightest of holiday contents, news, and events all across the globe. From now into the new year.
This is wishing our esteemed viewers the warmest Christmas greetings from all of us at iBrandTV.
Wishing you a season that's merry and bright with light and love from iBrandTV, where business comes first.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin. The allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products. From spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in and dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
Glad to know you're still with us. Now checking out stories from Africa. The International Finance Corporation IFC has signed a deal to provide Bank of Africa Kenya with cover against losses on loans to SMEs as the lender looks to scale up its funding for small businesses. The IFC, which is a private sector lending arm of the World Bank, said that the facility will cover 50% of losses on all eligible loans that Bank of Africa Kenya extends to SMEs up to the shilling equivalent of $5 million. The agreement will also see the IFC provide the Tier 3 bank with advisory services on how to mitigate risk as it shifts into the SME lending segment, which is deemed one of the riskiest in the banking sector. Kenya is asking for spending cap waivers from the International Monetary Fund (IMF) to use the 14.6 billion shilling World Bank vaccine loan without breaching the deficit agreed with the multilateral lender. Kenya's fiscal deficit averaged 7.6% between June 2013 and June 2020 against a target of 4.0%, but now the IMF has set stiff targets, including the amount Kenya can borrow to finance the gap under the 38-month program. The program, however, offers flexibility to address social and emergency spending with the approval of the multilateral lender. Now to foreign news, there have been more COVID-related flight cancellations globally as the week starts, capping off a miserable festive period for thousands of people. More than 2,200 flights have been scrapped on Monday, with Chinese and U.S. destinations being the worst hit, the FlightAware data tracking website had said. U.S. airlines say the disruption is due to crews testing positive and isolating. Hong Kong is banning all South Korea's Korean air flights for 2 weeks after positive cases among some arrivals. In all, more than 8,000 flights have been grounded over the long Christmas weekend that began on Friday. Oil prices extended gains on Tuesday, with prices trading near the previous day once-month high on hopes that the Omicron coronavirus variant will have a limited impact on fuel demand. Brent crude rose 7 cents or 0.1% to $78.67 a barrel, while 0.728 GMT US by 0.728 GMT US West Texas Intermediate. Crude rose 17 cents or 0.2% to $75.74 a barrel, gaining for a fifth straight session. British Health Minister Sajid Javid said on Monday England will not get any new COVID-19 restrictions before the end of 2021 as the government awaits more evidence on whether the health service can cope with high infection rates and more. Asian shares edged higher on Tuesday, cruising in the split stream of another record-setting day on Wall Street, while the safe haven yen lost ground as traders stayed in riskier assets. A variety of asset classes from oil to Japan's Nikkei stock averaged are now trading at around 1-month highs, having walked back losses from late November when the Omicron variant of COVID-19 first emerged and sent investors scurrying for safe havens. As the worst fears of the impact of the new variant have subsided, investors have been returning to risk assets. China reported 209 new confirmed coronavirus cases for December 27, up from 200 a day earlier, mostly in the northwestern province of Shanxi, where Xi'an, the provincial capital, is in lockdown. And coming up now is sports business. Sports betting companies put down $1.2 billion on acquiring new U.S. customers this year. With more states and leagues expanding sports betting capabilities, that figure is expected to reach $2.1 billion in 2022. 30 states have legalized sports betting in some capacity. Only 10 of those states allow in-person betting. New York is expected to launch mobile sports betting in January. The NFL began allowing up to 6 sports betting commercials per game this season. Turner Sports, which broadcasts the NBA, NHL, NCAA, and MLB, expects to make more than $400 million off of sports betting commercials from DraftKings and FanDuel owner Flutter Entertainment over the next 3 years. DraftKings more than doubled its sales and marketing spending in the first 9 months of 2021 to $703 million, led by $303.7 million spent in the third quarter. FanDuel had spent over $1 billion on marketing as of June 30 and said it is the landing spot for 40% of new sports betting customers. Formula One team Ferrari has signed a multi-year deal with Velas Network, with a Swiss blockchain firm, to create exclusive digital content for Ferrari fans. The deal also makes Velas the title sponsor of the Ferrari Esports Series and the Italian automaker's sports team that will compete in the F1 Esports Series, a digital championship that includes every participant in the FIA Formula One World Championship. Over the past year, Ferrari has continued to expand its reach and diversify. In March, the company signed a clothing deal with Italian luxury brand Giorgio Armani to outfit its F1 drivers and team staff. The luxury car manufacturer confirmed in April that it will race LMDH classified vehicle in 2023. Its first all-electric consumer vehicle will debut in 2025. Last week, it secured a multi-year partnership with Spanish bank Santander to advise its plans to become carbon neutral by 2030. Ferrari posted $1.24 billion in revenue in third quarter 2021, up from $1.04 billion in the same period last year. The Italian automaker saw its sponsorship, commercial and brand segments generate $100 million in revenue during the quarter, up 1.3% year-over-year, primarily due to F1 sponsorship deals. Ferrari expects full-year revenue to reach $5 billion, up from $3.9 billion in revenue for the year 2020. And that's all on Business News Now. Thank you for watching. I am Perpetua Fasomi Peter. To enjoy the rest of the day, and bye for now.